This is Beaty-Coffey with the Ministry of Uncover No More. I'm only going to announce this one time after what I have been through on social media, coupled with actual in real life lying that happened all around me, coupled with actual people hiding actual things for years and years and years in my life. I have finally found someone who lives in the United States of America who is my equal spiritually, metaphysically. And what I have to say to the rest of you that have tried to reach me, fooled me, put demands on me, or frozen me out, either close up or from a distance, is this. If I've ever, in love with everyone, said that I was going to give you a book, say of rune draws or whatever, if I've ever thrown for you and you are in knowledge of it, even though you knew and I knew I was still hiding things, you were still hiding things from me, you need to understand that you're the one who has the problem, not me. It has always been that way since the beginning of time, directly after the curse. And there is a multitude of ways in this day and age to control people, to use people, and to feel okay about it, at least in the United States of America. I am cutting through all of the bullshit, effective immediately. You now, except for 1, 2 other people, and all 3 of the people that I'm talking about are males. In other words, they have penises. I'm the only vagina in these 4 of us that I'm discussing this about. All 3 of them have books that I am throwing runes in, or other things like tarot. All of that to me is drawing lots, according to the entire Bible record. If there's one person in the United States of America who can get up, put her hands on any deck of cards or rune stones or things like that, shake it out, shake it up, and bring out a 100% accurate interpretation of, and write it in gorgeous handwriting, it is Kara Ann Beaty-Coffey of the Ministry of Uncover No More. I am not arrogant to state that. It's one of my high-level spiritual abilities. I have several attributes like that I don't talk about. It's embarrassing to me. If it's not embarrassing to you to have the strengths that you have, you're an arrogant asshole, or you're using other people. If you have to train yourself to use your strengths and stay humble and meditate, because you're going to get beat up by other people. It's normal to be used, beat up, lied about, hidden from when you're somebody like me. And I repeat, I have finally found one other person called like I am in the United States of America who is my equal. In other words, this person is male, and this person does not misuse other people at all, period. Besides the other 2 that it is fully known I throw runes for and whatnot, and alongside, because I need agreement to continue the kind of work I do, which is for universalism, on all of my blogs, all of my Twitters, and everything. Now, there is one other person that was not in what I just said. And that is Patrick Clayton Beatty. And I seriously doubt that's his name. And he is back. And has been my whole life. But he couldn't be revealed in his current form until September of 2008. And you have no idea, America or the Western world for all that matter, when he walks in. But I do. You need to understand the King of Kings can't do that. That's all I know about the King of Kings, whose return I've testified over and over, and I have the scars in my life to prove it. And what's more, sometimes I have a hard time with him because it appears to me he does not care about the pain in Kara Ann Beaty-Coffey's life, and I'm just as Tribe Judah elect as he is. I just wasn't born of a virgin. Oh, I'm so sorry, everybody, that my life isn't miraculous enough for you to actually respect it. But what you do to him, for me to have this kind of attitude about him, is you think you actually know what the man stands for, and you don't in the Western world, or we wouldn't be in the actual bullshit that we are in the Western world in 2021 with a pandemic. In America, I just released an Apple News narrative about housing prices in this country. We've been having issues in Austin about inflated property prices since I was 19, people. When my dad came to work for Motorola back in the day. There isn't anything new to report in 2021, but there are lies to spin. There is real news to listen to, and etc. And so I want to set the record straight. There is one more person that I have finally found today. And he refuses to use his abilities to manipulate other people like himself. One other person. I'm not going to tell you anything about him. Nobody in my life knows who he is. None of you understand me, nor do you care. I am sitting in the Target parking lot. I just bought my vegetables and fruits to juice. I'm going to make a chicken broth with chicken for Curtis and I this week for our health. Plus I have my juice, and we're thinking about purchasing an indoor bicycle for the living room so that we can both bike. Get our aerobics in. I'm finding that the heat is a bit much for me, but like I am okay with it when I go camping or whatever, because I love to be outside. And since I was disinherited and I don't get to have two properties in Austin that my dad and his uncle built, which is it's immoral what has happened to me. It's just flat out immoral. And I'm not going to a lawyer because I can't afford to, and I don't want to hurt my family the way they've hurt me. I am turning the other cheek. forever, which is going to be this next 5 years. That's going to be this next 5 years. As I announced that there's one other person in my tightly closed circle of spiritualists that are agnostics, actually, because we're real and people don't understand us, and so we're just getting beaten up. So that's the king. That's the one I've named my pastor publicly. That's my brother. You can go ahead and not believe me, everybody, but stop persecuting me verbally. Start learning to accept my spirituality, please. I'm an agnostic, and that's all you get to know anymore. And I have this other gentleman who I realize doesn't misuse people like me. So there's 4 of us and myself. That they can understand, those 4 gentlemen can understand. Your things go under lock and key when I am finished with them. And will be destroyed before I breathe my last, if I don't get to actually just dwell with you somehow. In the same city, as friends, acquaintances, whatever. We have yet to be able to actually just be together as people who have been carrying loads for generations. But I tell you this, I do know we'll see each other on the other side. So the books will be meaningless on the other side. But they wouldn't be if I'm privileged to see you long enough after I have finished the books to give them to you. They will have meaning on the other side if we can do that. So you know who you are already. This is nothing new under the sun. Everybody knows that ancient people roam the earth or dwell upon it. I've been around doing what I'm doing for years. Actually, this whole 55-year life. When I'm 55, I had the distinct tragedy of testifying through how everybody has betrayed me. Only thing left to do is prove that you want back in my life, which you won't do because you're too busy being ashamed of what you've done in my life. And I am not talking about those 4 gentlemen. Okay. Goodbye, America. I'll see you at Target.